Hey guys, I'm Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today I'm going to make two really wow cards. They're both fancy fold, and one is a little bit, well, they're both kind of simple once you get the hang of it. And we will be using two different stamp sets plus one that I think you'll really like. And the DSP on here, I just need to already order more. So, all right. So if you're new, thank you so much for visiting, and hopefully you'll go and check out all my other stamp set or my videos. They all have to meet my standards, which I don't really like simple, but I do like them to look beautiful. So, and if you're here every week, thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. So be sure to click the subscribe button, and I will give you more info on how you can get free PDFs. All right, here we go. Well, my table's a little dirty. All right, so let me show the stamp sets we're using. We are going to use for the first card, the Impressions Abloom. And I think that you'll really like that. This is a beautiful card that I made. I keep looking at it all week and saying how great it looks. And the second one uses Charming Day, which I have used in the past, so make sure that you check those out. And the fun one is the Not 29 Anymore. I just love the sentiments because let's get this party started so I can be home by 9. And free cake. I mean, then you would say like treat yourself because I didn't get you anything, or here's to another year of questionable decisions. Let's see. I don't know about you, but I feel like you're not 29 anymore. It's all fun and games until your metabolism slows down. And then you can say older, but not wiser, older, but still cool. And then, of course, happy birthday. So many candles. This is a fun set. So we're going to be using that. Let me get you a little bit closer to my edge because that's where I tend to have my hands and I don't want you to be off. All right, quick thing. The never-ending saga of my wrist is continuing. I just went to the physical therapy today. For the next 6 weeks, I'll be going. So we're going to see if this works. All right, so we're going to start off with Pretty in Pink. And this is scored at 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is 5.5 by 8.25. So we're going to just use our bone folder. Let me grab that real quick. And do all these scores. So I had it all set to do last week. I was trying to get on and my camera would not come on. So that's why I didn't come on. All right. We are going to be using, let me show you the DSP because it is very beautiful. Now, one person last night, because I did this class last night, asked, why do they not show the most beautiful paper up front? I don't know. I think that they just hope that we'll look, but these, like the backs are neutrals, like don't have flowers. And I mean, they are gorgeous. And I have a hard time figuring out which one I want to use. But my favorite is the one that I'm using today. And I'll show you ones that I've used earlier or before. This one's really pretty too. And then, of course, the backs are all, like I said, neutral. I'm not going to show you those right now. Just go online and look. And the name of the paper is Floral Impressions. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on this part. We have this and this. We're going to put these on, and then we're going to go ahead and fold all this. So let's grab my tape. So I'm not having very big borders because I really want this paper to shine. And we're going to put that, I don't know why it does that. So let's see if I can do it. There we go. Nope, that one doesn't like it. So what you can do is use the liquid glue for that side. I don't know why, sometimes it just doesn't want to do it. All right. So you want to pick which way your flowers go. And I think because the stems go this way, we're going to put that here. All right. Now I am going to fold this in half. So you have 2 and 2. You know, you have these 4 that we've scored. And I am going to put tape or glue. Well, that was a little close. Okay, let's see if I can get that. There we go. And then I'm just going to fold it over. Hold it down just for a second. Now, Pat's got family visiting, so that's why I'm doing it not as a live this week. And it probably won't be live next week either because they're still going to be here. All right, so we have that. Then we have this piece. And if you want the PDFs for this, go to my blog, which is tedderbearstamping.com. Let me put that out there so you can see how to spell it, and sometimes visuals better. And you can go in and go to my signing up for my newsletter. And then once you sign up for that, every probably 6 to 8 weeks, I send out all the, well, what I've done so far for my, what I do here on my YouTube channel. Okay, so this is the back side of one of the papers. So we're going to put that here, but I want to put it on. And of course, I grabbed the wrong one. Hold on. I do have this in a longer. So we're going to put that on here. I'm going to go ahead and use tape because it's just easier. Because you have to have this on before you move forward. Okay, I am going to trim that because it doesn't look quite even. Okay. Then we're going to put tape on here too. And it's going to go right here. All right, so we have that. I am going to go ahead and put this on. Now, the best way to do it is to fold this in half, lay it down like this, and then you will be able to put your tape right there. But I'm going to use glue because for some reason the glue seems to hold better once it's dry. The tape will pull up. So I'm going to just get this part on first, and then we will move on to this side. And so we are going, I am going to have this right here. So see how you can tell where you're going to put your glue? I'm going to do it right between these. And of course, I went a little far. That's okay. You won't even notice. So when you fold it, this is 4 1/4 and this is 5 1/2. So that's why we cut it down to be an 8 1/4 so that it will fit. And it should all work. We're going to go ahead and put this on here. See how I said it was a little bit simpler, but it's still a wow, which is what I like. And again, I'm going to trim this. So obviously, I did not measure right. All right. We're going to fold this down and put this right here. Well, I have these going down, so we'll make this go down. Got to have them somewhat match. All right, beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and put this on. And I think I missed the little piece that goes on top. There it is. Ugh, I don't know why that happens for the dark colors. I swear by this glue or this tape, but for some odd reason, not happy with that color. All right. So now I am going to go ahead. I'm going to set this. Well, no, I guess I can put it on. I'm going to go ahead and use this since that's what I have out. So I have been a demonstrator since 2003. My husband played soccer and I was home alone a lot, and he told me to get a hobby. And look what happened. Okay, so now I am going to stamp, and this one is really easy to line up because on the dies, you can see that there's a fat one, fat one right here, and then a skinny one, and they both kind of stick out, so you're going to be able to line them up. And I'm using the Pretty in Pink because that's the colors that I'm using today. Let's see if I can line this up. Okay, we're going to do two because I want one on the inside. Okay, and then they have a second stamp. And I'm going to use Strawberry Slush because that's one of the colors that they say goes with this DSP. So normally I pick out the DSP and then I go with all the colors that go with the DSP because I used to hoard all my DSP, and when they go to retire, I'd be like, crap, I didn't even open it. So, or I opened it to look at it, but I didn't open it to use it. So I swore to myself years ago that I would start using it. So that's what I try to do. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so on one of them, I am going to put the, let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. The circle for the inside. And that's going to use Early Espresso. I thought that went good with these colors. So we're just going to put that right in the middle. Now for the other side, and goodness, let's see. Nope, it all came out. Okay, so we're going to look and see if I've got it in the other one. I do. Hold on. There we go. We have the leaves and the inside. Whoop, come on. There we go. Which is really pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little dot of glue here. Okay, then I am going to use some, well, let's get this started. There we go. Some tape on the back. And let me grab one more leaf out of my other thing here. It's like I have to tip it over because it's hard to come out. Come on. There we go. Okay. So on one of these, I am going to put some glue because it's not very, it doesn't support this leaf very well because It is very flimsy. So I'm going to put this on one of them just to give it a little bit more stability. The other one I'm just going to put behind it because that one's not going to stick out quite so much. Oops, I wanted to do it the other way. Well, come on. It's because I didn't let it dry. Hold on. Okay, now we can do it. We have that one, and then that one. So we have those. And what I'm going to do is put dimensionals on the back because we want it to really pop. And I always put it on top of whatever I put in the back so it holds it better, holds it in place. So like I said, this one is not like a huge wow. I mean, not wow. It's not hard is what I meant. Oh. Okay, so we're going to put that. Let's go like this. And of course, Wink of Stella would really add. So I'm going to add some Wink of Stella. Okay, I need to get this a little bit. Hold up. I'm going to grab a scrap. And we have a fly in here. Oh, see, this is what I was afraid of. It really goes out the first time. So you got to make sure you don't do it over your project because it will come out. All right. Oops, got a little bit there. Okay, so we have that. Then I am going to say thanks because I think that that's perfect for this card and I don't have too many thanks. And I'm going to trim that. And then we're going to mount it onto this one. And we'll trim that too. It's sometimes easier to work with bigger pieces. All right. So I am going to add dimensionals onto the back of that and we will put it on. I want it to go sideways. Okay, so that's really cute, right? Now we're going to do the other side, which is this. And where's my pink for the inside? There it is. All right, so I want to say I appreciate you. And what I really love is this script. It's very pretty. But what I want to do, because I have these different colors, I am going to do the pretty in pink, do the whole thing. Then I am going to come in with the strawberry slush and just do the edges because I want it to be like two-toned. And it really makes this pop. Okay, let's see. Hopefully I'm straight. Oh, you don't notice it so much on here as you would on white, but that's still really pretty. Okay, and then we are going to put this down here, and I'm going to just do it flat because it's the back. But you still have plenty of room to write your sentiment. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put this on to the Secret C, which is a beautiful blue, and it goes so pretty with this pretty in pink. close this. Okay. And then this goes on the back. And this one is almost done because, of course, we have to add some bling. Because what's one of my cards if it doesn't have bling? Now, I did finish I don't know if you guys saw, I posted and it went ahead, my blog post from last week, because it was supposed to go with the video, and then I couldn't do it. And I even started a video, made a mistake, said, oh, I'm not live, so I will go ahead and restart it. And then I couldn't get my camera to work. All right, so we have that. So when the person gets it, they can stand it up like this, and then you can see, I mean, it's just like so cute, but it folds flat. All right, so we're going to move on. So here is the paper that I was dying to use. I don't know why, but it just called to me. I think it is so pretty, and this fly is driving me nuts. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored and score this so you can know how to score it. This is 5.5 by 9.5. Let's get this so you can see. All right, so we're going to do 1/2 inch on both ends, but we'll just do that one here. And then we do 2 5/8, 6 and 7, no, yes, 6 7/8, and then 9. Now this should work. This is where I made my mistake last week, because when I went to fold it, they did not meet. And then I'm like, whoops. Okay, they met. So yay. We're off to a good start. Okay, I'm going to use my bone folder. And I mean, you can always like manipulate it a little bit if you want these to meet a little bit better. So let's try that. I'm going to bring it just a little bit more forward. There we go. And bring this one a little bit. Nope, they're pretty close now. All right. So these are just going to all get put on all 4 of these. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. I just think these colors go so well together. Now make sure you stay tuned, because I have like 3 other designs to show you that uses different paper, so you can see what you can do. Now there is a reason we're starting with this first, because we need to have it all go together first before we move on. So, well, you know what? I don't like, hold on. I'm going to flip that because that doesn't look like it's going the right way. Hence the reason why glue is so good. Gave me a little wiggle room. All right. That looks right. Okay. Now, I could have used the back, but it was the pretty peacock, so I didn't want to do that. So I figured that this would look just as beautiful on here. So that's what I'm going to do, and I think it looks better that way. All right. So we're going to put that on. Okay, so then we have another piece of pretty peacock, and I don't have the scores right now, but I can tell you in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that these are lined up. This is part of the reason why it's good to have your score lines in and then come in and do your bone folder, because if they don't line up, you can make them line up. Okay, so this is going to go straight across. We want to put adhesive on this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you want to make sure it's centered up and down and side to side. You can see the score lines. Let's see. Goodness, this fly. Okay, so let me tell you while that's drying for a second what the score lines are. So we have 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 6 3/8, and 8 1/2. That is the 4 score lines. So we're going to have this be totally flat. I'm going to come in with my snips, hold this like this, and then just trim right next to where this falls. And then we will move that up and just cut that off. Leave the center. It's very important you leave the center. Okay. Oops, that could be a little bit neater. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Might help. There we go. And then trim. And cut and trim. All right, so what you have left are these 2 tabs on both sides. These will fold in later, but we're just going to deal with this right now. So we're going to go ahead and just put some glue on this tab. Fold it down. We'll flip it and do the one on this side. So you can see that there's like a step here. You can see where this lays on top of this. But this makes it to where when you close it, it all goes together and we're good. All right, so now let's move on. So I'm going to put this here. This goes to the back. Okay. So we have to have on here 2 areas that we're going to stamp. Sorry. See, I'm sideways. Hold on. I'm going to move my chair over. There we go. So we have that. And then I am going, let's see. I think that I had these go under both of these because that just sets it off. See if that works. Yes. Okay. So those go there. And then these go here. And then I have one more for the center, but I'm not positive I am going to do that. Let's see what I've got. I might or might not, because we have to have stuff in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our stamping. Oh my, I really do have a messy table. Okay, pay no attention. All right, so I am going to use the memento, and let me grab these stamps. One thing that I did for this is, oh goodness, okay, is that the happy birthday was crooked. Let me show you the picture of it. So it was like this. I just cut them apart because it doesn't matter if it is, I mean, it doesn't look straight anyway because it's kind of like jaggedy. So this way it will fit on my card and I can have them go straight if I want to. So that's what I decided to do. All right, so now the question is whether we want to do Timid Tiger or Pretty Peacock for the sentiments. I'm going to just go with the pretty peacock because I think that is going to look pretty. So this is going to be the one that goes on the right. So I'm going to have that say happy birthday. Then I'm going to have this one say, hey. As you know, every day when I do my videos, I say, hey guys. So I'm going to have that one go up here. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and do the flower twice. This one's going to go this way. And this one, I will have it go this way. Well, they're both at the top. Huh. That's not what I meant to do, but it's still okay. All right, so now I just need to color them. And what I'm going to use is, because I've got the Calypso Coral, we're going to go ahead and use Calypso Coral and the Petal Pink, because those are the colors that are in the flowers. And I was trying to look at the flowers and go by that. So I'm just going to have the inside be dark. This is the dark. And then I'm going to kind of follow where I see the thicker lines and just, I don't want it to be even. Okay. And then this goes up because it's darker on that side. And I like to add a little bit there. Okay. And then some on that side. Okay, so we have that. Then I'm going to bring in the light and just do circular at the edge and bring it out just a little. I don't want it to be too much. I just want to make this be more, so it blends more. That's what I'm doing. Okay, then I'm going to come in. I'm just going to use the dark, oh, they're both light. Let's see if I have the dark over here. I do. Okay, then the rest is just going to be the dark Petal Pink. And you just kind of go over both just to make it blend more. Once it dries a little bit, it's going to really add to it. All right, so we got that. Now I am going to use for the leaves the pretty peacock. And we're just going to follow the lines. And I'm just going with the darker where the thicker lines are. Goodness, this fly is driving me crazy. Okay. And then I'll go with the light with the rest and make it kind of blend. I really questioned how this was going to look, but I really love how it came out. I was a little amazed. And the one I did last night, because the flowers and the DSP that I used had brownish leaves. So I did it with the pretty peacock, I think, and it came out so pretty. Okay, so that's really pretty. And of course, we're going to do Wink of Stella on top because, hello. Oh, so pretty. All right. Go ahead and put some tape on here. Put it on the gold. Oh, come on, come on, come on. This is why I like to use glue, because I can slide it. It's fine. And we will put that on this side, because this is the side I want to be at the front. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. Oh, I already did and color this one. Now it is better to do it as you go because then it blends better. So we're just going to redo what I did before. I'll try to be a little bit quicker. Really don't want it to be straight lines. Okay. The light. Oh, so pretty already. Okay, and then the dark petal pink. I'll find the right one. I have them all sitting here. Okay. Now at first it doesn't look like they go together, but once you go over the others, it blends very nicely. See if you can see that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now the leaves. This is the light. And where did I put the dark? Oh, right here. Okay. And then the light. So glad my camera is working because I was so scared I was going to buy another new one. That would have been really bad. Okay. Wink of Stella. So it's just kind of repetition here on what we're going to do. All right, so I've got this. Put it on the gold. That one's better. Okay, and then that's going to go up. That's going to go on the left-hand side. Then we will do these. So pretty. Okay, now we're just got to do the middle one. And I think on this one, I am just going to do the leaves only. So we're just going to stamp it twice. And then we'll color them both the same way we did before with the dark and the light. Following the artist's ideas on how to do it. I'm telling you. This was so much fun to make. And wait till you see the ones that I've also got. Whoops, forgot to do that one. Oh well. just adds a little bit of interest to the card. Okay. So we're going to put, that should have been on gold. So I'm not sure if I have an extra gold sitting over here. I might, because I had extra card things last night, but I don't think I do. So we're just going to put that on. It's not going to have gold because it doesn't have a sentiment. Okay. All right. So now when we go to give this away, this is what's going to be on the front. We're going to bring in we have these charming shimmer dots, which I was going to use, but they don't, I mean, this is the only one that matches, but I think that I want to use my favorites, which is the iridescent faceted. I bought so many of them, so it's really a good thing if I use them up. And we're going to put them on here, and it's going to be gorgeous. And then we still have the backside, because of course there's no place to really write on what we've done. Let's put that right here. I like to try to make a triangle with my embellishments. Okay, so now you need a place to write, right? So I am going to come in with my white. That's going to fit right here. We're going to do that leaf that we did before here at the bottom. Okay, and then I am going to do that same technique, but with Timid Tiger and the Pretty Peacock. And it should show up better because it's on white. All right, so I got to find my sentiment that I wanted to use because this was the fun one that I wanted to do. Oh, here they are. Okay. So I have so many candles. So we're going to do Timid Tiger first. Get the whole thing. And then just do the edges. This one will really show up. Now, since this is a darker color, it really doesn't matter that you're getting a little orange in there because you really will not see it in the stamp set or in the ink pad. Oh my gosh, look at how cool it is. Okay, so we got that. And then because I want to add to the sentiment because, you know, I can say treat yourself because I didn't get you anything. Or the other one was, let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. It says, it's all fun and games until your metabolism slows down. I'm going to do this one so I can do the technique again. I am a glutton. I just think it looks so cool. Okay. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so you can color this. I'm going to do that real quick because it doesn't take much. Okay. And then you'll put it on the back and you have plenty of room to write your sentiment. You just have to pick the right person to send this to because this is a wow card. And you don't want to just send it to just anyone because they have to make sure that they're going to appreciate it in the long run and not like make it to where you don't want to send it to them anymore. If they don't like really go like tell you how much they love it, I sent my brother one a long time ago. Okay, I'm going to put this envelope down just to be sure I don't get anything on there. And it was a super, super wow card. And I asked my sister-in-law what he thought of it, and she said, he thought it was good. And I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't good enough. Not awful. All right, so it will cost a little bit more to send this one, but let me show you the other ones I have. All right, so this one uses sunflowers, which that's so beautiful. And in the back, I didn't put anything. So pretty. And then this is the one that we did last night. And I used the folder for the middle one. And these are the leaves, which I don't know about you, but I think these are stunning. And I used different colors that matched this paper. So pretty. All right, so I would love to hear from you which one you love the most. Here, let's see if I can get this because I'm interested. I'd like to know. All right, well, thank you so much. I will be here next week. The following week, I will be off in 2 weeks, but we are doing next week again. So, all right, I'll talk to you later. Thank you.